Okay, where do I even begin? Look, when I started this game, what's the game called? Fuck, what's the game called again? Uh, Dog rescue the dog. How did I forget the name? Neva, right, that's the dog's name. Okay, when I first started, well, before I played the game, I was coming into this expecting great things, from the developers that made Gris. I mean, Gris, that was a masterpiece. Gris was absolutely phenomenal. So I came into this expecting a little more of that. Gris had like a super, the story was amazing. Even though it's kind of confusing of like what it actually means, they don't outright tell you what's going on, what it's about. But that's what I think makes it so great. It's kind of up to you to interpret it. It's literally it's art. It's fucking art. I love it. So when I came into this, I was expecting a little more, like some of that, Um, when I started the game, I was like, okay, this is cool. I was loving this. I loved. I mean, the music, amazing. The artwork, it's just beautiful. It's stunning. And like the first hour went by like pretty cool. I was mama dog, big mama dog, died. Now we're taking care of the baby dog, we're running away from the evil creatures, taking care of a dog. I mean, it really felt like just seeing them pet and cuddle, like that's cute. That must, never owning a dog, I guess that I was finally able to like understand what it feels like to have a dog. And then, an hour and 10 minutes passed, then an hour and 20 minutes passed, and, things started to go a little downhill, or rather, things just plateaued. Like, there's that build up, like, great, like, music art, the novelty of it, and then it kind of just wore off. And it got to a point where I was a little, it's sad to say, I was a little bored. I was kind of falling asleep. There's nothing really happening, to be honest. I mean, it's just, okay, you have the main character and the dog, and then they run around and fight the evil creatures. I mean, that's it. Okay, granted, I only played, how long? Like, not even 2 hours? Like, almost 2 hours. So I don't know how it ends. But at least compared to, I don't want to compare games, but like Gris, and then this, like, Gris was so deep, so much deeper compared to Neva. Neva just doesn't have the depth, the sauce, the intrigue, it doesn't really make you like think that much. It's just, oh, you and your dog fight bad things. I mean, that's like been done so many times now. Like, it's not very, okay, now I don't want to like shit talk it too much, because I mean, it is still beautiful. I mean, music and art, beautiful. Gameplay and story, simple. You're just running. Look, even like the gameplay, the gameplay in Gris was simpler. It was more simple than the gameplay here, because at least here you have like a little bit of combat. You run around and some combat. Gris, you had no combat. You just ran around. And I still prefer Gris over this, just because the combat, it just doesn't. Well, first of all, there's an insane like difficulty spike. I don't know. Like, I was just getting, like, all of a sudden the combat just fucking, the first boss, I was getting pummeled, non-stop pummeled. I got a little, I got a little pissed off. I got a little rage baited. I had to switch to story mode, cause that shit was unfair. That was unbelievable. I can't believe that even happened. So, on story mode, so yeah, sure, maybe the combat isn't as engaging because there isn't that like life and death like threat, but still, the in between the combat, you're just running around, you're running in a straight line most of the time, or like you have maybe little platform sections, but it's not very like, it's not that engaging, it's not super interesting, and it's just, I mean, it's a little disappointing, because now I'm not going to finish the game, because I've got better things to do. And look, like I love like in my notes, like the first half of my notes, I was gushing. I was like, oh, I wish I could joke around with this game, but it's too meaningful and deep to even imagine doing it. What am I talking about? Meaningful and deep. Nothing happened, man. Nothing happened. So yeah, no. And then the later half, I'm like, okay, it's not great. So yeah, I was almost falling asleep. I mean, this game, look, it's beautiful, it's stunning. Would I recommend it? I wish it had more. I just wish it had more. And unfortunately, it's just not something I can continue to see it through to the end. I'm sure it's still like artistically speaking, beautiful. But it's like when you go to like you go to a museum and you look at, I don't know, well, no, now I don't want to compare art pieces. I was about to compare like the banana art piece and like the Mona Lisa. But like, to be fair, the banana art piece actually makes you think a little bit more rather than the Mona Lisa. Because with the banana art piece, you're like, what's going on here? Banana? Who would do that? What does that mean? What's this supposed to say about society? And then Mona Lisa's like, okay, it's a beautiful piece of art, but like the meaning there, there's no like philosophical like depth to it. Like I don't know if I'm talking out of my ass, but like that's kind of like the similarities between Gris and Neva. Neva is the Mona Lisa, I guess, even though I didn't like the game and I didn't finish it, and Gris is the banana in the museum, and I fucking loved it. So play Gris and not Neva. Or try Neva. No, I don't want to like shit on it too much, because it is still beautiful, there's still a lot of effort in it, but it just wasn't for me. So play both, just play both, don't listen to me, what am I talking about? I'm just fucking, just play both.